a laughing man bringing down a building just for chaos, a purple alien bringing balance to the universe with just a snap of a finger, and a leader of a country just trying to do the right thing. These are some of the driving forces of some of the best supervillains that we've had in movies and in comics for a long time. But who is the best villain? Before we answer that question, we gotta ask another question. What exactly is a supervillain? Well, the answer is pretty clear. It is someone who is the antithesis of a superhero. They are the ones who usually bring evil and chaos to the world to try to stop the hero who usually tries to bring order and peace to the world. They are the villains try to bring the heroes down to their lowest point so that they could just win. All a villain is trying to do is show that they are better than the hero. But most of the time, they fail at that. But, so again, I asked the question, who are the best villains in comic books and in movies? I would say that Batman's villains are the best villains in comic books and movies. And here are a couple of reasons why. First off, we just know them more. There have been 8 solo Batman movies where we have seen a couple iterations of a couple characters, but most off we see characters that have been not that well known until now or when they came out, and we have now come to love them. For example, the Riddler. The Riddler has become a popular character because of the movie The Batman that came out this year. Another example is Bane. Before The Dark Knight Rises, no one except for like hardcore comic book fans knew about him. And now there's been a lot of people quoting him throughout the last 10 years since it came out 10 years ago. And then Michelle Pfeiffer's run as Catwoman. We fell in love with Catwoman because of her, and now Catwoman is one of the best comic book characters there is. But those are just reasons from movies that they are the best. Some reasons, other reasons are that some of Batman's villains have just broken him mentally and physically. Some of his villains don't have powers and they still do a lot of damage. This comes from Gizmodo.com, a comic book website. For example, the Joker, he doesn't have powers, but he is Batman's arch nemesis. But also, we have come to love a couple of the characters because of their backstories. For example, there's Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze was a character that no one really cared for until the Batman animated series back in the late 90s. We came to love him because the backstory that the creators of the show gave him so that he could seem more personal and not more just another crook like he was portrayed in the comics. But there are some examples that just show the strength and everything that the villains have done that really show that they are the best of the best. For example, in The Dark Knight Rises, but also in the comic books, Bane broke Batman's back, and which made Batman stop being a crime fighter for a while. And this comes up Den of Geeks, why Tom Hardy's Bane is still one of the best comic book villains. Batman is considered one of the best fighters in the comic book world, and Bane beat him and broke his back, like I said. that is a big thing to do. And back to the Joker. The Joker was able to defeat two of Batman's sidekicks at two different times, which is a big deal because they were trained by Batman. And he killed one of them with just a crowbar, and then he paralyzed him, the other one, by shooting her in the back. But sure, some people could argue that Spider-Man or Superman have really good villains, and they do, but it's because those characters have superpowers. And like I said before, Batman's villains don't have superpowers at all. And that is such a big deal. And so, according to Killscreen.com, with all those points and that I've shown you, they think that Batman has the best villains, and I think Batman has the best villains.